let's explore the concept of a 2D array. So let's give ourselves an array, and we're going to call it 2D array. As let's call it char this time. Here's a new data type called char. It's basically a single character. So 2D array, but I haven't made a 2D array, have I? Because I need to put a bracket, and I'll give it a let's make it a 2 by 2 array. So it's a table basically. That's char. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a for loop for I equals 0 to 2, and then what I'll do is use a built-in data type called j. So this is called a nested for loop. I've got one for loop with another, so I'm going to say for j equals 0 to 2. I've got one for loop with another, and I'm going to prompt the user to enter data console.writeLine, and I'll enter a character, and here we go. And I will get my 2D array. I will say 2D array I j is assign the value of console.readline, and this will loop through. This will be at 0, I will be at 0, and j will be at 0, and it'll enter character. Now this loop will then increment, so it'll be, actually this is a 3 by 3 array, because 0, 1, and 2, and then this will be 1, this value will take 1, so I have, this will remain 0, and this will be 0, then 1, then 2, then we'll go to the outside loop, and this will become 1, so this will become 1, and this will go back to 0, 1, 2, then we'll go to the outside loop, and this will be 2, this I will equal 2, and this will be 0, 1, and 2 again, and then the loop will terminate. And we do the same thing here for writing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to for I equals 0 to 2, and then for j equals 0 to 2, I'm going to do console.write this time, not writeLine, because writeLine puts a return at the end. This time I'm just going to do write, so I'm going to go in this loop, and I will type out the I, assign the value of my first variable, and space j is assign the value of my second variable, so that's 0, 1. 0, 1 here is equal to, and this is a string, so I'll end it with double quote, and I will put in my variables I and j. Now I'll put in my variables also. I want the value, so I'll put in value bracket, and this time I'm going to use a 2 here, and just see what I'm getting is I'm going to enter I want to show the value of I, value of j, and then I want to show the value of 2D array with I and j. And let's just close that all up and come back over here, and let's just put a console.readline here. And the reason for this is when we're printing out console.readline is we can pause, we can print it out slowly rather than quickly, and we can see what's happening each time. Okay, so let's run this, and enter a character. Let's do X, Y, Z, A, B, C, D, E, and F. So I and j is X. You see how the value here is incrementing, but I is staying 0 staying the same. So imagine this is a row and these are the columns. Z, then we move down to the next row, row 1, and column 0, A, B, C, and now we're going to move down to row 2, D, E, and F. So this is a two-dimensional array is essentially a column. This could be a game of noughts and crosses, for instance, or a table of data. Okay, that's been a two-dimensional array. We need to practice that and work through that to understand it, but it's not that complicated once you work through it a few times. Thank you.